got breaking news, slight controversy in the post-fight presser. So Jennifer Maia, she does kind of what I was saying along the lines that she had a high probability of doing, man. She outboxed Casey O'Neill. She proved to be that gatekeeper that said, you're not quite ready for us fighters here at this level of the division. Then again, Casey O'Neill, long time, 9 months ago, she couldn't even walk, right? Knees, still getting it together. No longer undefeated. But this is the controversy right here. Jennifer Maia alluded to post-fight saying, Casey O'Neill, the reason why I didn't grapple as much is because she was real slippery, man. And I'm gonna say it wasn't just sweat. I think that she used a little skin moisturizer or something, aka, long story short, alluded to she potentially greased for this fight. And folks in the jiu-jitsu world know greasing has been a big scandal recently with the Gordon Ryans and the Nicky Rods and stuff like that. But my question to you is, man, how come we haven't heard more about stuff like this in the UFC? You would imagine all you have to do, if you soak in that lotion, you soak it in pre-fight, all that good stuff, right? So when they're trying to grab onto you, slippery, they can't. And now you're forced to have a stand-up fight. How much credit are you putting into this? How much are you putting into this at all? Because at the end of the day, Jennifer Maia handily won without you having to grapple. So what do you think?
I mean, do I put a lot of credit into that being the winning factor or the losing factor or being a factor at all into the fight? Not really. Also, it's kind of hard to determine because you could easily say, "No, this is just my skincare routine. I'm just oiling up. I'm taking care of myself. Do you not do this too? Well, you probably should."
Yeah.
So it's a hard one to battle, and I wonder if that's why there's not more concern or talk about stuff like that because we've seen in certain fights, and I don't have the exact reference to them, but where the referee will come in and be like, no, wipe him down. Like, why, like take some of that stuff off or wipe this off his face. But it's hard to go in there when they just come in like that from the jump. So I definitely think it could have happened. Probably did happen. Who knows? I don't know. But it definitely seems like it's a thing that can go unnoticed, which is kind of a bigger issue in the UFC. But how do you stop something like that? I don't really know, Derek. Do you have an answer?
The thing is, for me, is that, like, I just think, well, how do you stop it? I don't know. I'm not sure how you can stop it, right? Because the thing we normally see is the Vaseline, right? They're like, you got too much Vaseline. Wipe that shit off, man. You know what I mean? People put it all over, right? They'll even take some Vaseline and they'll start, rubbing it so you can be a little slippery. But I think that the interesting development here is that you don't often hear a winning fighter bring this up. Like there's no real point of bringing this up. You won the fight, you won handedly. It's not like it was super close. Like you pretty much picked her apart for 3 rounds. The third round got close where Casey O'Neill started to find her rhythm a little bit. But why bring it up? That's my whole question. That's the whole reason why I bring this up is because, like, are you just saying, like, hey, dishonor, I'm, Bushido, you shouldn't have done that, so now I'm going to call you out on it. Formerly undefeated, a lot of hype, Casey O'Neill, and now you're accused of greasing and this and that, and they're going to check her. I mean, do you have anything, or it's just an interesting,
It's an interesting one because you're right, Derek. What benefit does this have to Jennifer Maia? Not really any. I mean, I don't know, like, besides getting it out there that this is an issue, but that really doesn't help you much. And like you said, you won the fight, you got double paycheck. You're not going to get any more money from it. You're just kind of shitting on another fighter. Yeah. Not the coolest look, but it's honorable.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, man, let's talk about the actual fight. Jennifer Maia, fantastic game plan. I think kind of a little bit of a lack of a game plan by Casey O'Neill because she said, I'm going to try one thing and I'm not going to pivot to anything else. Even though it's not really working, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to get countered up all day long and I'm not going to step back and make Jennifer Maia come forward. I'm not going to try to grapple. That was my whole thing. Remember I said this fight hinges on, can Casey O'Neill get a takedown? Can she actually work that in her game? And if she can, I think that she wins the fight. But in a pure boxing match, Jennifer Maia boxed her head off. Now, realistically, you look at the numbers, 145 to 137 for Casey O'Neill. So if you didn't watch the fight and you just looked at numbers, you'd be like, wow, this was such a super close fight. But AJ, was it?
No, man. This was a classic. Jennifer Maia showing the young gun what's up and just going basically varsity mode. This is a new level. You're, like you said in the intro, not really ready for exactly this. And I do think a little bit of the knee came into play. We didn't see the wrestling. We didn't see the explosion that Casey O'Neill had. We didn't see the same fighter we saw in the past pre-injury. And this was a great reminder to the fans that just because Jennifer Maia, is dated or kind of fallen out of the loop as far as the competition or championship contender series, she is still, and there are still a lot of very dangerous fighters in the mix that people forget. They sleep on. They forget about them entirely just because the new shiny toy is in the mix. turns out the new shiny toy got put up by the rusty one, and it's how it goes, man. This still is still a game. It still is a battle, no matter what, of a mano in the cage, and anything can happen.
And it's also a reminder too that Casey O'Neill, her biggest win came to Roxanne Modafferi in her farewell fight, right? So Roxanne Modafferi, skillful fighter, was never the best striker in the world, was never the most athletic fighter in the world. So now you get a Jennifer Maia who's very experienced and also, bro, looked sharp as a nail, man, sharp as a tack. Like she was on point. So you got an explosive, athletic, experienced fighter, and it proved to be a little bit of a difference. Now a fully healthy Casey O'Neill, completely rehab knee, where she got a couple more fights under her belt, maybe it would have played out differently. I think if this fight would have went to the death, Casey O'Neill was just ramping up and getting better and better and better. But it was a 3-round fight, and he lost. So shout out to Jennifer Maia. I do think Casey O'Neill will be back. I think undefeated streaks are overrated in this sport. You have to lose if you really want to take that next level, that jump, that resurgence. But at the end of the day, man, another veteran gatekeeps their way to earn the title of gatekeeper. Shout out Jennifer Maia.